This conference will now be recorded.
This is a public hearing to hear comments concerning a map amendment to the Village of Winnebago zoning map to change the zoning of land legally described in the notice from its current zoning designation of District Number 2, two-family residential unit, to District Number 3, general business district with a special permitted use for storage facility on this property. If anyone has comments, we'd like to hear them.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is Attorney Aaron Zito. I represent Terry and Sarah Sinton, who are also on the line. However, I think I'll probably do most of the speaking on their behalf, but they may chime in with additional comments after I'm finished speaking there. Is it all right if I proceed?
Please do.
Okay. So again, my clients, the Sintons, they own the property that is located immediately to the south and adjacent to the parcel of land that is the subject of the zoning request that you guys are considering here tonight. There, so they have a single-family home that is their residence that they live on there. Initially, I would say that my client's position is that they are not in favor of the map amendment, and in the perfect world, if it was their choice, they would not have storage facilities located in their backyard. That being said, to the extent that the Planning and Zoning Commission and ultimately the Village Board decide that storage facilities are appropriate for the subject parcel, that they would ask that certain restrictions or conditions be added to the special use permit to help alleviate any negative effects that the storage facility may impart upon their parcel there. I was provided with a courtesy copy of the proposed restrictions to the special use permit, which I think are all of them my client has looked at, and they are agreeable to all of those proposed restrictions. However, they would ask that currently one of the proposed restrictions is that the fence along the south line, it references that it'll be at least 6 feet in height, but no more than the maximum allowed under the District Number 3. My clients would ask that that restriction be changed to no less than 8 feet in height. They believe that a 6-foot fence would be too short and that it would not obscure any light necessarily that would be shining from the facility into their home. And likewise, a 6-foot fence, people could still look over the fence into their yard and you know, potentially into their house there. So they would ask that the fence be at least 6 feet in height. The other request that they would have is, and I'm not aware of whether or not there are any hours of operation restrictions on this business, but they were curious as to what are the proposed business hours for the storage facility. Will customers be allowed to access the units 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or is the village considering any time restrictions on the hours of operation? The Sintons would certainly request that some form of hour restrictions be put in, given the fact that, you know, we are somewhat in a residential area there, and certainly they have their own personal residence located immediately adjacent to the property there. So they would ask for that the village consider some hour restrictions in the hours of operation. Other items that my clients would ask for consideration as conditions would be for the repair. Well, actually, it'd be for the removal of some cement that was poured. They have a gate. There is an access road between the two parcels that are utilized. Part of that access road is the Ackermans, belongs to the Ackerman. The other part of the access road is belongs to my clients, the Sintons there. And I believe that there's a fence that separates the two, I think. But on the Sinton side of the access road, there's a gate to that you know, allows for entry into their access road. And there was some in front of portions of it, there was cement poured there, they would like to, on their property, they would like to have that removed. Likewise, there was another portion in front of their gate that was gravel, but it was seeded over. It was dirt was poured in and then seeded over. They would like that returned to gravel so that they can have a hard surface to get to their gate. There again, my understanding is that all of these changes took place on their private property. They're though within the city right away, but they would just ask that those bills be returned to how they were before, given the fact that they did not provide permission to have the area on their property line changed. So those were those two items. This is probably more informational for the city, but my understanding is that the city's retaining wall in front of the culvert on their property that was damaged, as well as a part of it with the construction process there. So again, that's something that I think we would bring to the city's to the village's attention there. Those are the bulk of the concerns that my clients have. Terry, Sarah, do you guys have anything additional that you would like to bring to the village's attention?
No.
No, you got it.
Okay.
Again,
Again,
I do want to say some of the storage lockers are actually facing our house. I mean, they're not to the left or to the right. They're actually facing us. So
Right in our bedroom.
And so I think that kind of speaks then to the height of the fence there. So certainly a 6-foot fence, you know, there are plenty of people that are taller than 6 feet there that would be able to look over and look, you know, peer over the fence and see into their yard and you know, again, their bedroom faces the.
may I say one more thing? We had a party over the weekend, a neighbor did, and we noticed all the reflection of the sound off the buildings. We've never had this before. And the cops came to the party and shut it down. But here we go. Here's another problem with the buildings, the sound. So that's just something else we never even thought of until now.
Okay.
That's it.
So I think, you know, my clients, they want to be good neighbors. They want to, you know, be amenable to the fact that, hey, there are storage units that are already there, you know, so to that end, you know, I think they will work with it. They will learn to live with it. But to the extent the village could consider some conditions that would help minimize or alleviate some of the negative effects that will come along with having to live next to storage units, that would be greatly appreciated by the village.
Okay, is there anything else? Any other comments from anyone else?
Not a comment, just a reflection for the record, since I'm taking the notes in the absence of Kelly, is that we do have Mr. Koenig and Mr. Emmert that have joined us.
Okay, thank you. All right, if there's no other comments, I'll close the meeting and we'll take a 3-4 minute recess and come back into our regular scheduled zoning board meeting. Thank you very much.
I show 7:03 as the recess time. Is that correct?
Perfect.
That's correct. I'll
Thank you.
turn the recording off for this meeting and then join the meeting that is 777-725-485. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Yep, it's listed separately.